traders, the latest producer price index report, that's the PPI, reveals a 0.6% increase from January. This surpasses the expectations of 0.3%. Notably, final demand goods prices saw a significant uptick of 1.2%. This is the largest since August last year, and energy prices led the march, surging up 4.4%. So energy, the reason for that going up at the minute is not long-term and systematic. So we don't necessarily anticipate this problem every month. Year over year, the PPI inflation gauge climbed by 1.6%. That exceeded the consensus of 1.2%. However, core PPI, excluding food and energy, rose by 0.3%, which is slightly higher than anticipated. On an annual basis then, the core PPI registered a 2% increase, which is in line with expectations. So despite that bump in energy and final demand goods, things are actually in line with expectations. Despite the higher than expected PPI report changes this month, some experts are warning against an overreaction because the inflationary pressure stems from volatile sectors. As I say, the energy and gasoline prices, which have gone up recently, are significantly due to issues which aren't part of a systematic increase in the price. So it may well be that these spikes are not sustained, and then analysts would warn about interpreting this current report as part of a long-term increase. So that's an important general point to take from the PPI report. But the implications then are quite complicated for the Fed in particular, because while much of the general financial media is reporting this as an increase in inflation or inflation coming back or secondary inflation or inflation rearing its ugly head again, would you not just get rid of that ugly head inflation, keep it in the basement? The truth is, the Fed are walking a tightrope, then they're trying to balance as they traverse between two skyscrapers, the economy on one side and inflation on the other. If they cut interest rates, it's like giving everybody a discount coupon and asking them to go out and spend more, which is great for boosting the economy, but too much spending will just lead to inflation increasing and then more inflation of that big red balloon. On the flip side, if they keep rates steady, it's holding the lid down on a boiling pot of water. It might temporarily keep things from bubbling over, but if you keep that lid down for too long, too tight, you'll end up with some seriously burned soup and a potential explosion. So in this case, housing prices are staying high, which is fueling the increase in inflation on one side, and here we see the PPI report, and very cautious not to give everybody that spending coupon. So what is the Fed to do? They are caught and between a rock and a hard place, having previously hinted at potential easing of conditions, but saying everything was data dependent. They keep everybody in suspense, and they are the great suspenders. What are they going to do in this delicate little situation? Carefully timed scheduling rate cuts, like slowly repeatedly tapping the gas to slow the vehicle here. Tap, 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 slow, slow. Well, actually, that's what they've been hinting at, potentially doing that. But any actual move to make a cut will be jumped on by the markets. So a lot of volatility coming. Traders, be careful. You've got your pants in your mouth at this stage, bums on the edge of seats. Each decision could send ripples and shockwaves through the stock market, bonds, and beyond. You've seen the volatility in crypto recently. So the great suspenders, this is it. This is Jerome. He is caught between a rock and a hard place. He has to get core inflation down, because that's one of their core goals. They have to avoid deflation. So there's considerations there with regards to implications from keeping that lid held down. And there's the potential for, everybody to jump on the bandwagon as soon as any rate cuts are announced. So you have to be very, very cautious, because if it is that spending's to increase, housing might go up again, inflation would really start to skyrocket. So anything the Fed does, they have to be careful, because it could really boost housing. And it's causing extreme problems then, this potential will we, won't we have rate cuts, for example, in XLRE. As you can see, select sectors, all but two ending in the green. To the top side, you've got technology, keeps, well, this is tech here. You've got technology, and you've got energy, which we were talking about, cyclical, it's going at the minute, it's heading towards these targets. We called it, so we did. Got your diagonal potential cup there. Technology, obviously tech sector pushing in towards new highs, 2.272 there, and we started on SPX and SPY, where you've got everything kind of drawn out for you here. Topside targets that we've anticipated break through the top side of this channel, that's where it's going to, 5275, 5310, breaks down, which we know it's going to, potentially in at around 24th of March, hitting 4550, 4850 on the way. We anticipate a little bit of slowing at 4450 and beyond, because at this stage you'd be changing historical patterns we've never seen before. Break below 4000 on SPX, and oh my goodness gracious me, that would be something that we haven't seen for as long back as far as I've checked in terms of recovery post-recessions. It's been since 1835 that anything like that's shown up. So it's very unlikely that we'll exceed these targets before testing the support on this channel. And if it breaks down, you've got 4750, 4650, 4550 and 4450. At that point, if it keeps going, well, hold on to your loved ones. Thanks very much for watching. What a show it's been. What a week it's been. Did you watch Rocky Outcrop's show yesterday? It talks about all the top tokens that are going to move next week and why. It's got a watch list there for you. People now really discussing them on Discord. It's flipping on fire in Discord recently. It really has been. A lot of people spending a lot of time there leveling up. Tons of ideas, constant TA being thrown out there. Loads of feedback. Really good work there. So shout out to everybody on the Discord. You guys are total legends. That's where I'm going after this video. It's where I was most of today. So see you there, everybody. www.discord.gg/rockoutcrop. Hit that like button. Thanks very much. I appreciate you guys.